Prime Minister launches nutraceutical industry. NHD contributors get letters of possession for housing development in St. Thomas. And agreement signed to build a new school in Southwest St. Andrew. With Jamaica House Weekly, I'm Andrea Chisholm.
I am a firm supporter of the nutraceutical industry in Jamaica.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller again endorsing the big money earner while calling on Jamaicans to come forward with their ideas in the agro-processing, health and wellness sectors. After years of planning, the Prime Minister launched Jamaica's national nutraceutical industry on Thursday.
The possible economic benefits for Jamaica are tremendous. Thousands of new jobs can be created through mass cultivation and employment in labs and processing plants.
About 20 companies displayed the potential of local herbs and plants at the function at Hope Zoo in St. Andrew. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller handed out letters of possession to beneficiaries of the Crichton Hall housing development in St. Thomas on Friday. 50 beneficiaries got letters for the housing development, which is being spearheaded by the National Housing Trust. 140 serviced lots were available for sale on the 60-acre property. The Crichton Hall housing development, which was built at a cost of $268.1 million, already has storm drains, an electrical distribution system and street lights.
From very early, I took a special interest in ensuring that this development was advanced and brought to completion so that the people can get their piece of paper that signals that they have stepped up in life in a position to the position of being landowners.
The Prime Minister has expressed outrage over the gruesome murder of a 14-year-old Donald Quarry High student, Kay Alicia Simpson. At a function last week, Mrs. Simpson-Miller appealed to parents to ensure their children are safe.
Keep your children close to you. It is sad for every time you hear a child murdered. And it's happening one too many every time. We have a responsibility as a nation to stand up for the protection of our children. They are the future.
The Prime Minister was speaking at a ceremony to sign a memorandum of understanding to build a new state-of-the-art infant school in Union Gardens, Southwest St. Andrew. The school, which should be open in time for the 2015-2016 academic year in September, is being established through a public-private partnership at a cost of approximately $70 million. 3 basic schools in the community will be merged to accommodate 150 students from 3 to 6 years old. In her message to mark International Women's Day on March 8, the Prime Minister urged Jamaicans to end all forms of discrimination against women and girls and to eliminate all forms of gender-based violence. She also welcomed recent data by the International Labour Organization that Jamaica has the greatest proportion of women managers and business leaders. With March 25 this year marking 50 years of diplomatic relations between Jamaica and Venezuela, Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller has paid tribute to the late Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez. Mrs. Simpson-Miller reflected on Jamaica's rich relationship with Venezuela at a ceremony on March 5 to mark the 2nd anniversary of the death of Mr. Chavez. And the Prime Minister also saluted Japanese Ambassador to Jamaica Yasuo Takase at his farewell reception last week. Mr. Takase has been serving as the ambassador to Jamaica since 2012. Today marks 51 years of diplomatic relations between Jamaica and Japan. And the Prime Minister saluted the Gleaner Company as it celebrated its 180th anniversary. Mrs. Simpson-Miller attended the company's cocktail reception last Wednesday. And on Thursday, the Prime Minister and some members of her cabinet lent their support to Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson as he buried his mother, Myrtle Ferguson, at the St. Mary the Virgin Anglican Church in Kingston. And that's it for this week's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next week for the latest from the office of the Prime Minister.